What we're actually going to look at today is a cutting-edge technology for air traffic control simulation.
Snow, lightning, storms, drones.
Applied a 30-knot crosswind component onto the runway, which is pretty much hitting the limits.
747 had a go-around.
Oh, Qantas is having a bad day. Number one engine is on fire.
No planes can take off now because they're all kind of below the snow right now. It's so heavy.
Sam, we're back in Dubai. Oh, in fact, the number one engine is just blown. Unfortunately, now he's having a really bad day.
This is every pilot's nightmare. Look at what we have on the screen there, Simon made. We have Antonov 225.
People buy the cheap laser guns. This is an extremely disruptive activity to do.
Wow, look at that view. Just flew past us. Oh, look at that rendering. I think I am lost.
Sam, I've set up a pair of F-35s to welcome you to Heathrow for a fly past. Here they go, 200 feet and coming in hot.
Can you believe this? Is this for real? Two F-35 just over. Oh, look at them banking hard just over at Heathrow Central. Crazy.
So Sam, welcome to Heathrow, the world's busiest airport, twin runway operations. We're looking at 27 right and taxiway Alpha is getting really filled up. It gives us a view of the good old days of pre-COVID activity, and we really hope to see it again soon. Oh, Qantas is having a bad day. Number one engine is on fire. This is an emergency that we can simulate for training purposes. And in this example, the fire service has already been deployed. Obviously, air traffic's role is to coordinate all the on-airfield services, and a simulator like this allows controllers to train in a safe environment and hopefully never have to see situations like this in reality. Sam, I'm sure like many people, myself included, you have a drone. One thing I will say is never fly your drone near to any runway or any active airport anywhere, because it causes enormous disruption. And for safety reasons, the controllers, they have to clear the airspace around the drone, and actually you can get in a lot of trouble with the police. So one of the tools that we have here is the ability for us to have a camera that snaps onto drone detection that allows us to train the controllers on what to do in the event of a drone. You can see here we have an example of a drone flying around. Now that drone is actually beyond the line of sight at the moment, but you can see it just in the distance down there, now that he's moved closer towards us. And it means that the controllers can go through a full scenario of what to do if a drone comes in. We're not saying attack, we're saying there is a drone close to the aerodrome. And unfortunately, that costs a lot of money and a lot of disruption to a lot of people.
Very, very nifty. Look at that. The drone's right on the busiest airport runway right now.
Hi Sam, I'm Simon. I'm the one running the simulator in the background, engineering the individual flight plans and throwing in the scenarios. Snow, lightning, storms, drones, all sorts of things to keep the controllers on their toes when they're training.
So in this scenario, our engineer has applied a 30-knot crosswind component onto the runway, which is pretty much hitting the limits. We've got a 747 Qantas on final. He's at about 1 mile at this point. And obviously the aircraft is going to crab heavily, and we'll see if he's able to land, or he may have to do something like a go-around.
I think the 30 knots crosswind exceeded the limits. 747 had a go-around.
Right Sam, I know you love 747, so we're going to add in a 747 BA108 to Dubai.
They all have been retiring real, but this is a simulator. We have the technology to bring them back.
One of the nice things about the simulator is we have the ability to move our eye points around. Obviously, we would normally be fixed in the tower position for training, but because you're here, we want to show off some of the nice features and toys that we have.
Oh wow, I can see you're actually like a helicopter. You're chasing the plane. You're hovering just on top behind the 747.
Yeah, we have a tool called the Space Mouse, which is used for doing modeling work in the 3D environment, but it means that we can move the camera actually in 6 axes.
Oh, you're really close now. Can we go on top of the 74? Wow, look at that. That's the 6 axis, the Space Mouse. Powerful. Whoa, amazing. Love the view. One more time. Wow, look at that view. Just flew past us.
Cutting edge, leading technology simulator like this, we can control all elements of the weather. Visibility, rain, snow, sleet. It also affects the performance of the aircraft when they're on the runway surfaces for braking actions. Obviously, you know, there's the big impact during the winter months that need to be trained for, which is snow clearance, de-ice procedures. All of that is capable within a good simulator, and we'll show you some of the nice features now.
Well, could you bring back the typical UK winter weather now, please?
Absolutely. Let's turn it back on. Immediately we start to get snow, and one of the nice things about the modern generation image generators is that the snow actually accumulates. So the longer you leave it, the snow starts to build up to a certain level, and then you'll actually start to see that the scene will turn white. Visibility is going to come down, the clouds are going to get heavier, and actually you can see here we can do snow clearing as well. So one of the tricky situations for any busy tower is how do you balance the use of the runway against the snow clearing. So that's another item that could be trained. Okay, Sam, Heathrow is cold and wet and snowed in, not a nice place to be. I'm going to fly you to Dubai instead.
Whoa! Look at that, you flew all the way. You can see the curvature of the Earth. Wow.
Sam, we're back in Dubai. We've got a 380 on 30 left. Unfortunately, he's having an unstable approach, so it's likely that he will make a go around. Oh, in fact, the number one engine has just blown. Unfortunately, now he's having a really bad day, so obviously with an engine fire such as that, he will have to land. So now the pilot really has to work hard to get himself onto the deck. And the advantage of these tools again is we can take the eye point, we can take the scene, and we can show it to people from all sorts of different angles, which means they can really understand what it means to be in the hot seat. And those pilots work hard when there's situations like this.
Look at this, engine number one flame out on landing. This is the simulation. This is every pilot's nightmare. And the ATC has to deal with this and it has to quickly respond to emergency like this. So guys, I'm gonna have a go at this simulation and the space mouse here. You can go low all the way to the ground. You can go high very quickly out to the space. And now I'm gonna go down again. Wow, I lost. I think I've gone down in the ocean. I feel like I'm flying a helicopter around. Look at this. I'm flying around Dubai. Look at this, amazing. Huh? Dream angle you want to see the 380 like this. Now the 380 is backtracking on the runway, going for takeoff. Look at this. Right on top of you. Look at that. 380 taking off. 30 right. We'll follow you. I need to have one of these at home. Isn't it amazing? Oh, look at that. Let's have a race. Oh, why does he took off like a little bit tilted? Wow, look at this view. Oh my god. I think I screwed it up. The plane took off perfectly fine, but I don't know why my view are inverted. Oh, look at that rendering. I think I am lost.
Okay, here's another scenario that is encountered on a, unfortunately, increasing basis. People buy the cheap laser guns or laser pointers and they actually fire them at air traffic control towers. People don't understand this is an extremely disruptive activity to do. It causes a lot of effect to the controllers where they have to then go and report where the source of that laser is. The police get involved. Okay, Sam, so when we left Heathrow, there was Speedbird 108 that took off. They finally caught up with us. They're now on approach on 30 left, and the controllers kindly put him in the number one position, so he's about to touch down.
I massively enjoyed your technology here. I think this is the future. Like, you can literally simulate every scenario. And not only to ATC professionals, even to aviation enthusiasts, we would love to own a piece of software like this to play at our own airport simulations and simulating all sort of weather, all sort of traffic. Fantastic software. And now it's the AvGeek After Hour fun. Look at what we have on the screen there, Simon made. We have Antonov 225 and a Bomber.
Sam, now the fun begins. We've got Antonov 225, the only Antonov 225 about to take off from Dubai. Here he goes.